So explain to me again what feminism is.
Feminism refers to political, cultural, and economic movements aimed at establishing greater, equal, or, among a minority, superior rights and participation in society for women and girls. These rights and means of participation include legal protection and inclusion in politics, business, and scholarship, and recognition and building of women's cultures and power. Citation Wikipedia.
Women's cultures? Are women separate from the culture they are in?
Yes. When born, women are at immediate disadvantage due to the socially constructed class called gender.
So a woman isn't a woman naturally? She is designated so by being born differently from men?
Yes.
And how is she discovered to be different?
By her reproductive organs, of course.
So she is different.
No. Women and men are the same.
Except for their reproductive organs.
Yes.
So she is different.
No.
Anyway, you're sure there isn't other things that make women different from men, justifying the exorbitant amount of money and power used to elevate women in today's society, which is based on the idea women have been unjustly oppressed since the dawn of time?
I'm quite sure.
What is this biological clock, then?
An idea promoted by men, so that women won't question their gender role as child-bearers.
Women don't have a biological instinct to have children?
Well, yes, they do, but it does not have to be sated.
So, you, as a feminist, want women to ignore their natural female instincts? How is that pro-women?
Because a woman taking care of a child must depend on a man.
He used to. Today, she has the state to support her.
So she can be independent.
How is she independent if she is dependent on the state? Isn't that trading one form of oppression for another?
The state isn't a man.
The state is usually run by men in majority. So instead of having her dependent on a single man who may love her and support her, you've given women the incentive to ditch him and put her and her child, or her children, into a system run by many men.
No, you're missing the point.
The point is that feminism is not fighting for women's rights. Whereas women's rights fights for true legal equality for women, feminism fights for material wealth, power, and status, with legal equality between the sexes being a far second.
Wait.
And feminism ignores how the breakdown of the traditional family because of feminism's anti-men program has actually increased the amount of men who won't marry, and who will use women for sex and entertainment.
That's not true.
How do you explain hookup culture?
Girls in college are pressured to have sex with random men.
By other girls.
Yes, but...
So after gaining most, if not all the legal equality feminism set out to win, it has now created a culture where women pressure other women to use their bodies as sex objects, creating the perfect culture for predatory males to reap the benefits of the woman's lack of inhibitions. And in turn, the men who are seen as providers, not hot sex partners, are pushed aside until much later in life. This pushes childbearing and rearing back until couples en masse have only one or two children. Hardly enough to keep the native Western birth rate growing.
That's why we have immigration. To bring in people, to keep our population growing.
Except that immigrants, both legal and illegal, mostly come from nations with strict cultural guidelines for girls and women. As they reproduce and expand their families, they are not teaching their children to be female-centric feminists, but traditional wives and husbands, so they can start families.
Oh.
So what feminism has done is guarantee its own demise by encouraging Western women to not reproduce, which prevents the most important teachers of all, a child's parents, from passing on his or her ideology, beliefs, and culture. You guys really screwed yourselves.
Yeah. We really have.
Well, anyway, I'm going to the bar to find myself an open-minded, liberated woman to have a one-night stand with. See ya.
Son of a bitch.